All right. Well, today you guys are going to be working on a self-paced clay preparation day. Getting ready to make your New York pizza slice with a cute little mouse on top. And as you can see, you'll be given a pretty good sized piece of clay. It won't be exactly this size, but it will be bigger than normal. Uh, you will get to create bacon if you like, mushrooms, olives, pepperoni, give yourself a thicker crust. And so you'll be able to put those things, sausage possibly, onions, anything and everything that goes on a regular slice of pizza. And then we'll be creating this cute little mouse that goes on it, and it's derived from the book If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Well, we've changed it to If You Give a Mouse a Pizza Slice. Alright, so things you're going to need to get today to be prepared to make this. We're going to need one of our handy dandy mouse sheets. Takes you step by step on what we need to have. We won't be using the feet part just because, as you see, when we lay this guy on, it's just better not to have to worry about the feet. Okay, and then for practice we're going to be using a cup of Play-Doh, and you'll need a few little handy tools just to kind of maybe work things out a little bit. You might need a paintbrush, really not because we're going to be slipping and scoring today, but more for the fact that we'll be using the back end there. Alright, so hopefully our friends have left our Play-Doh in there like a little log, so it easily slips in and easily slips out for the next person. Alright, so we got a few steps here that we're going to be practicing on our own. Okay, first the body. Okay, so I don't need the whole piece of clay. It's a mouse. I'm going to take, pretty good amount, turn it into a ball. Remember, you can use your hands at this point, or you can use the table. Now you can see your Play-Doh's been used a lot this year, so you might want to give it a really good squish. Make it understand that it's supposed to be one piece of clay. And then we're going to make a pinch pot. Now when we make our pinch pot, it doesn't need to be very deep. Play-Doh, it is a little nasty because it's been used a lot. Okay, so this is my pinch pot, and then I got to shape it to a mouse, right? So this is going to be under the mouse. I just kind of want to stretch it. I don't really close the pinch pot, just trying to get its body shape. You can see what it looks like underneath. Just trying to make it fit that mold, and kind of pointing for his nose. Excellent. Okay, ears. Again, they don't need to be huge pieces, but they need to be about equal. So if I take one piece of clay, again, just try it. And then if I just take a handy dandy cutting tool, cut that in half, turn that into a ball. I want them to be somewhat the same size there. Alright, then I have his eyes, right? His eyes are smaller than his ears, so again I'm going to pinch off some clay. Try to make it about the same size. This is where it gets a little tricky, right? I can already visually tell that one's a little bit bigger, so I pinch that off. There we go. Happier with that. Okay, nose. Well, with the stuff I pinched off, I might actually be able to create the nose. And then finally the tail. This will be where it gets tricky with the Play-Doh because it is falling apart. So if I create a coil, and you can see how it's just starting to dry out, becoming no good. But if you can make it with your Play-Doh, then you're going to be just fine for the actual project. Alright, I'm going to just leave that like that so it doesn't break anymore. Alright, so now it's time to put all this together, right? So, remember with clay we'd be slipping and scoring, we'd be, having to add that glue. So the ears, I need to make them a little flatter, so I'm just going to take my fingers and I'm just going to press them down. I don't want them paper thin, okay, I just want them a little thinner, and they need to be roughly the same size. So again, you can tell they're slightly different, but that's alright. So the ears, I'm going to kind of put them somewhere like this, and I want to bend them like at a 90-degree angle. See, I'm just kind of bending the clay. You can see how it bends. I would slip this area, place it on, and then I really want to make that piece connect to that. Alright? And then same thing to this side. Bend it just a little bit so that there's more surface area touching. Put it on. And you can shape the head of the mouse however you want, taking the time to use your fingers. Alright? Then become the eyes, right? And so eyes, I'd slip right here where I want the eyes to go. I can even indent a little bit for eye sockets with my finger. Then I'd slip it. I'm going to place this guy on, kind of pinch him. Don't want him to get too flat. Right, and you can see how he's developing. And then finally the nose, and so the nose would go somewhere in this area. Again, I'd slip, and then I need to press from inside and around. The idea is you got to press hard enough. Next week, see how that just fell off? That's the same thing that can happen to your clay when it dries, so you got to press hard enough to get it on. And then the tail, this is the hard part. So today at least. Next week, next time we actually build with clay, you can see you can have your tail come off, and then you have the support of the pizza with the tail, and so it doesn't break. Today, without the slab of the pizza, your tail will be really, really flimsy. So if you did something like this, chances of it breaking, it's very high today, okay? Unless you tuck it around the body like that and give it the surface area to hold on to something. But you can, when we build with clay in the coming weeks, you can, have your tail where it wiggles and curves, right? Has a cute little look to it. And you can see my eyeball fell again because I'm not slipping. I'm not getting enough pressure and keeping it together. So then the decorational part comes into play, right? So give them an eyeball. You could draw, if you had a pencil, you could draw with the ears. And so what I want you guys to do is continue to practice your mouse making skills today, okay? Or figure out, like, how would an olive look, right? How would a mushroom look? How would a piece of sausage look, right? How would a pepperoni look? And you can see the pepperoni, we've got these textures to it, and we'll show you how to get that stuff. But thinking about, like, if you don't want to keep building the mouse, which is really important to know how to do, then you need to start thinking about, how would I add other things to my pizza? Maybe you just have a cheese pizza, that's okay. Maybe you just have a pepperoni pizza. Meat lovers, supreme, you guys eat pizza a lot, so think about what you could add to it. Thank you.